All right, everybody, welcome in to this week's edition of the DNVR Rapids podcast, brought to you by the homies at Ivaka TV. I'm your host, Mitchell Carroll, aka Merchel, joined, of course, by the superest of super producers, Yahir G. Vasquez. Yaya, how you doing, bud?
Super happy, man.
Super happy.
How can I not be happy?
Not just happy. He's super happy.
There's no other happy, man. It's either super happy or no happy.
Okay, all right, that's a big one.
He lives in a world of extremes.
He's still living the high of that Avs game last night when he was producing the shows. You love to see it.
That's actually one of the games that I cared the least about.
Interesting.
Like, I really did not care for it. It didn't, make me anxious. I just didn't care about it, honestly.
That's crazy. That's insane. Moving on from Yahir's insane takes. I'm just kidding, Yahir. We love you. We are joined by the art director of DNVR, Rapids superfan, and the Office FNG, Dwayne Brown. Welcome in.
It is so good to be on.
You are on. You're here live. Finally, we have another Pidsman in the DNVR offices.
It's had to happen at some point.
You're here.
I'm out of my little design cave and ready to talk some Rapids.
You're done with graphics. You're done with show graphics. We're talking Pids, baby.
We're just chatting it up.
The Pids, of course, coming off a just brutal 3-1 loss to visiting Nashville. The home streak is over. We're into the break, out of the playoffs. There's a lot of good things that happen. There's a plethora of bad things that happen. Hello, Carmine. I see you out there.
Carmine is a SKC fan.
Oh,
as long as you
welcome
chill,
in.
As long as you chill and you're fine.
Yeah,
Cool
welcome in.
Welcome.
Let's talk. So the Rapids, you were there. You're on the
there.
goal line, basically,
I'm
where your
there.
seats were, right?
I'm there every time.
You got season tickets.
Season tickets for like 8 years now.
8 years, season ticket holder. You love it. You were not very happy with the game.
No,
We were talking about it pregame. You shouldn't be. I don't think anyone
anybody
is.
was right off the start.
No, and I think if you're just like talking about the game, you can't be happy with it. I do think they recovered from the worst stretch of soccer they've played all season and finished the game on the front foot, which is tough to do when you get punched in the face like that. You were there at goal level. We were messaging a little bit back and forth during the game. This is the first time they've played like they were on the road at home this year. They got punked, and that doesn't happen to them at home. It only happens on the road. What did you see there? What were your biggest takeaways from the game?
Well, I mean, the beginning was awful.
Awful.
So
It's an understatement.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely kind of all the wind was sucked out of the sail. I mean, you could feel it in the stadium. So the match started off nice. I mean, a classy move by the Rapids to, recognize, the shooting and what went on. And I thought that was a classy move by the club. And so, it started out with this nice sense of, just kind of that Rapids community, kind of togetherness. And then it's like get into soccer and everybody's revved up. We're unbeaten at home.
You say everybody, and it was a packed house.
Yeah, it was.
It was probably the
time.
best crowd of the season, I would say.
Yeah,
Close to it. I mean, I wasn't there for the LA match or the Seattle match because I was out with COVID, but the rest were sparsely attended.
Yeah, and I do think, and I don't know what the numbers are, but from the bleacher level, right? I do think the stadium has looked a little more full than,
Absolutely.
and certainly this early in the season. You don't see this many people in the stadium this early in the year. And so, hey, that's a positive sign, right?
Big time.
And so I think people came in, they were revved up, to see the streak continue going, and then it was just like over immediately. And the first goal,
Quickly.
it was just like, oh, man. That sucks, but, we'll get it back. That's what we do at home.
That was Sapong's rocket.
And, 2 goals later, very quickly, and you could feel the energy just kind of sucked out of the stadium. So, that first half was It was rough.
Look, it was really rough, and we were talking to Pricey after the game. Captain was in the press room. We also talked to Keegan and Frazier, and Price was stunned. I don't know another word. Confused. They don't know what happened, and I don't know if you can know because that team is like the Rapids, at least at home, are a very good team. They just took it to LAFC and Seattle for 180 minutes, and we're never in danger of losing those matches, let alone drawing those matches.
And Nashville's no slouch.
Nashville's not a slouch, but you come out to a big home crowd with a pretty intact team. You have Giassi back. Outside of Lucas, you pretty much have the team you want out there. Matt coming off an injury, but you have a strong squad, and you have a big home atmosphere. You have a break in front of you. You can go all out, and they blew it for like 9 minutes. It was just a weird 9 minutes. Because it was less than 10 minutes from goal 1 to goal 3. We were just all looking at each other up in press row like, what the hell is happening? It really threw us off, and you could tell it threw them off. But I think around minute 35 to the end, they were definitively the better team. And that's weird to say in a 3-1 loss.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. I will say this. Look, great match atmosphere. It's getting better too every game. It's been getting better every game. Shout out to the guys at C38 for really pushing that and having the big tailgate out front. Shout out to season ticket holders like yourself for keep showing up and not giving up. It's a great. I think it's a really underrated match day experience, and we're gonna get into that sort of thing as we move forward. Yaya, do you have any? A few days later, do you have anything from the game that any other takeaways that you? Obviously, we had our post-game show, but is there anything else you have on your mind from the game?
Just looking back at it, I saw it 2 or 3 times. I think the Rapids just lacked a lot of energy. I don't think they played bad. I think it was just energy-wise, they said it themselves. Things didn't feel right heading into the game.
Yep.
Could it have been maybe they had something looming over their head? Maybe they had a talk from Port. I don't know what was going on. Multiple things. Maybe they had a curry and it just didn't sit well with them. There's multiple things that could have gone wrong, but I think after they settled in, they played great. And I think they might have also just been looking ahead at the break, man. Like they've been playing for a long time. They played 5 games in 15 days. Like that's a lot. They might have just been tired and said, "Hey, you know what? There's at home. It's an easy cakewalk," and they got overconfident. It happens.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think you hit the nail on the head, man. It's easy. Look, when you grind, that's not an easy job to have. And when you've been grinding hard on a job and putting in overtime, which is what they've been doing in the last few weeks, it's easy to look at a vacation and say, sweet, tea time coming up. Tonight's going to be an easy night.
I mean, even in the match itself, the damage was done in the first 9 minutes.
Yeah,
that's
literally.
A long grind after that.
Yeah, and
that's 80 more minutes of trying to.
Which they did win 1-0 pretty convincingly.
Yeah.
If you take away the 9 minutes.
Yeah, if you take away that.
Take that for what it is.
Strong performance if you cancel out the first 9 minutes.
Take that for what it is. I don't know. I don't think there's a what.
Just one other thing that you're talking about, after the 9 minutes they settled in. But I think Jack Price and Brian Acosta did not settle in.
Yeah, that's a weird, and I think we're going to dig into that in another pod here over the break and just kind of what's worked and what hasn't lineup-wise. But that is a specifically interesting tandem that on paper should really work well together with the way the Rapids play, with basically just 2 people in the middle of the field, and that's it. And you would think 2 guys like that would be work really well together. And the results have been interesting to say the least. They've really only played for each other. Lately, Robin has been playing them together. Have you noticed anything like that? I mean, what are your thoughts on those 2 playing together?
I don't know that I have too much. Right. I mean, I think you hit it on. I think you've hit it there. I mean, I think 2 guys where you expect a little more. You know, and it's not like they're coming rookie level, first year level. These are 2 guys that should be able to figure it out and figure out that tandem. And especially Price, I'm huge Price fan.
Love that.
And so, a guy who you can watch on the pitch calling the shots, verbally seeing him yelling out commands and pointing, he's the field commander, and so seeing him play that for so many seasons and then just kind of seeming, I don't want to say confused, because it's obviously they're not confused. It's just they're not gelling.
Yeah.
It's weird. It's
It
just
is
a weird thing.
Look, and I think replacing Acosta and Bassett is tough.
Yeah.
Right now, it's you replace them with Acosta and Max pretty much in the lineup, and that is, and Zardes is also an extension of that, not necessarily player for player, but there's only so many spots out there, and I just think it's an interesting, it just you tried it and it might not be the best pairing. I try something else.
Yeah, I think the biggest issue with those two when they play together is that they play too similar. They're always on each other's spots. What I've noticed, they try to make the same runs, and those runs just don't work how they play because they're running into the same field, and the defense can just basically take out the whole midfield by just running
Really
to
easily.
where one is, and that's when they kind of get screwed up.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. I think that's where you can play the most. I think that's where you have the most room come the transfer window here in a month or so. It'll be curious. Be really curious. All right, well, we're going to dig into why we brought Dwayne on.
Before, though,
What?
Let's end on a positive.
Okay, you're right. Let's not end on a negative.
So,
look at
look
this
at me, Brandon,
natural
see?
podcaster here, dude. Get him on a show, Brandon.
Rubio comes in with the goal and the free kick.
Lovely goal.
Puts him third place for Golden Boot right now.
Yeah, he's sitting at 7
So
goals and
he's
an
sitting
assist,
there,
man. That's
and
sick.
For the Rapids to be third place, I mean, that's not a Rapids that we're used to, and
No.
especially for a fan base that's always, myself included, calling for a striker, right? And so I was not aware of that until I kind of followed up after the match, and
Dude,
I was like, oh,
Rubio
that's
is
kinda cool.
having an absolute monster season.
Yeah,
right
he
now.
really
and
is.
I don't think a lot of Rapids fans want to have that conversation because of the things they said. I think they are happy that Rubio is scoring goals, but I don't think does that make sense? Yeah.
It makes total sense, but my question is, would you take a Rubio Golden Boot season, but the Rapids are out of the playoffs?
No, of
That's
course
what we're
not.
heading towards right now.
But
So how worth are these goals if you're still out of the playoffs?
I don't think those two things are as connected as you're making them with that question, though.
They're not connected at all, but that's what the conversation's going to be.
Sure.
I don't believe neither one has to do with anything.
I think Rubio has played winning soccer all year. That dude is unreal right now.
Rubio and Mark Anthony Kaye have been the two bright spots.
Yep.
Even the defense.
I think the outside backs as well.
Yeah, but even
as
them,
a whole position group.
But even them have had more breakdowns than both Mark Anthony Kaye and Rubio.
Yep.
So if you're doing hockey, the 3 stars.
Yeah.
Third star is going to be
outside
backs. Then it's going to be Mark Anthony Kaye. Then you're going to come in and give it
Rubio's
to Rubio.
the one star, yep.
Because Rubio's the one creating the chances, and he's the one making the goals at the same time. So now
Right.
imagine if you had some good wing help. That's going to be exactly what they need.
Yeah. Oh, pull up this Nighthawk comment. Shout out Nighthawk, dude. You ruled. The bread's delicious. Thank you for dropping that off. She says, nope, anything to get to the playoffs or exit from the playoffs last season was embarrassing, in quotes. Let's go back and fix that. I agree.
Truth.
It was tough. And it was really tough when you're saying this long-winded. Rapids have their MLS regular season home streak intact with the glaring home loss on Thanksgiving to a sold-out crowd at the Dick.
Who gave up a holiday to be there.
I didn't give up. I still went to Thanksgiving afterwards.
We
You just said
we
no
deposit-
Thanksgiving this year. It's Rapids
dude,
only.
I'm married and I have a kid.
I am as well. No kid.
And so that's a big holiday for my wife. And so we had to have that discussion of, can we put it off? And it's one of her favorites.
Interesting.
She's big on family getting together.
Yeah.
So it's, we paused the home family to go to Rapids family. And,
Whoa.
And I was so, there was zero doubt in my mind. We were winning that match.
Oh my God.
And
it was so rough.
I sold it.
It
I was
was
like,
so
let's
rough.
go. This is going to be the most fun Thanksgiving. We're going to do something different. The weather's awesome, and we are going to win. Like, this is like a given.
Yeah.
And, man, I was a little embarrassed after that.
I was really worried about that whole game, that whole day, if I'm honest. Just for the same reason that it's the MLS playoffs.
Yeah.
Every year, it's a one-game elimination. It's hard. All you need is a goal and bunker down. Put everybody on your goal line, and that's all you need. And it didn't happen early for Portland, and the Rapids couldn't get one past Portland. But that's what happened. Like, the Rapids played good. But you know what? The score sheet's all that matters.
I actually want to okay, so I do want to get into this game. Not for the terrible reasons of the loss, but for that was the A+ version of a match day at DSGP.
Yes.
That was as good as it gets.
It really was.
It was a packed house. It was perfect weather. It was hoodie with a kit over it weather, which is exactly what you want. It was sunny.
Yep.
It was completely full. Smooth lines in. National
Flags
TV
everywhere.
Everyone had their
People
flags.
going
The flag. I don't know if you
bananas.
can. No, you can't really see it on set, but there is a flag over there, still hanging from that game. It was perfect, and I do want to get into this. We need to win it all this year, because y'all lose me next year to STL City. Nighthawk, come on.
I will say one thing.
Nighthawk, there's no way we lose you. You just add another team. Come on, we all know how this goes.
It's a city.
Yeah.
If you didn't know, St. Louis.
STL is a city,
It's a
correct.
city.
I am a little afraid
In all
of
caps.
St. Louis. Their front office has been building a great team. They already have in League 2. They're already in the MLS Next Pro. I think they're building a good squad. I think they're going to come out and punch some people in the mouth, and people are going to
look at Austin. You can't discount any of these expansion teams.
No, Austin was bad their first year.
No, but now they're good. But it took a year, and now they're a top team in the West.
Yeah, for sure. And then even if you look at Charlotte, Charlotte is having a few issues, but they're fighting. They're
they
still
just
fighting.
fired the coach. So.
That's completely different. Completely different.
Struggling just a little.
First of all, I want to get into Charlotte, and they're idiots. They're all idiots.
Yeah, we'll get into
Ownership
that.
is super toxic. I hate them all. I hate ownership in
Wow.
general.
Fair enough.
Bold words.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
What's Nighthawk got on this one? I'll be at Rapids 2 versus STL City 2 game next Wednesday. Y'all should come. We will be getting to some Rapids 2 games. I was talking to Kinsey, their communications director. We will be absolutely getting involved with Rapids 2 as the summer goes along. So look out for us there. We're big Rapids 2 guys. Big time. That stadium down at DU is fun.
Yeah, it is.
Have you made it to a Rapids 2 game yet?
No, I haven't. But
That's
I've been
okay.
down to the stadium before.
Right.
Yeah.
The home of the fighting Andre Shinyashikis.
The fighting
AKA the
Sheikies.
Pios, dude. Pios. All right. Well, let's dive into why we brought Dwayne Brown here. He is a designer extraordinaire. You've seen his work down with the minor league baseball team in the Springs with the Vibes. You've done a lot of work with them. You're obviously working with us now doing stuff. And I've seen jerseys that you've mocked up / designed / have put into place. Big passion for sports design. But the one thing you really wanted to talk about, really wanted to talk about.
I want to talk about it because I think everybody wants to talk about it.
Everybody wants to talk about is kit sponsorship.
Because
and
ironically-
the severe lack of one on the Rapids chest. I was wearing my United kit. I don't need to hear it in the comments, but I'm sure I will. I was wearing a big old Chevrolet logo, and that sucks. In my team view and whatever. They stink. They all stink. But everyone wants one. Everyone wants to wear a corporate logo so bad. So we're going to talk about it.
We're going to talk about, ironically, I don't care if we have a kit sponsor.
I don't
or not.
want one. Why do people want one so bad?
I like a kit that's what, like you're saying, unless it's a company I'm real into, I don't really care. Now, obviously, there's financial implications, and we try to
It's
make
not
the club
that much
better,
money.
but it's not. Yeah, it's not. It's not world changing for your club, or I don't know about other clubs, but looking at past kit sponsorships. Sorry, we're giggling at night.
Come on.
But
Nighthawk, I need a co-host. I can't.
But looking
Jesus
at past
Christ.
sponsorships for the Rapids, it's not a financial swell.
No.
It's not Scrooge McDuck jumping into his swimming pool of gold coins because FC Scrooge.
I don't want to wear.
Sponsor.
I don't want to wear some think of the sponsorships in this town. Not necessarily the Nuggets have to wear a Western Union patch.
Mm-hmm.
Western Union. There's no drip in Western Union.
Too.
There's no drip in Western Union. There's no dip in Transamerica.
No.
The company that helps build out 401k and medical benefits for giant corporations. That's not look, it's some money coming in. It doesn't change much, and I don't want to wear it. I like the fact that it's just a plain kit with the crest and the team colors. I vibe with that. But we're clamoring. People are clamoring for one.
So we're going to talk about it.
So we're going to talk about the companies that should get it, which we will get into Dwayne's big idea.
Big
real
idea.
quick.
I got a big idea. We're going to end the kit sponsorship.
Real quick, I'm going to be devil's advocate.
Okay.
Even though I agree with you guys that we don't need it. Advocates.
Ooh,
Look at
nice.
this guy.
I'm going to be
guy.
devil's
Natural
advocate.
podcaster.
Even though I agree with you guys, I think a sponsorship is important because it gets your name out. You
Sure.
can do a lot more things. Also, when you're united to when you're incorporated with a company that's a good company, it also gives you a lot of goodwill. It might also help with some of the improvements the Rapids need.
Sure.
That's how the Rapids were able to get Dick's Sporting Goods
I have
Park.
the ultimate kit sponsor
So I'm just gonna
for
be
this specific
We
thing.
have some surprises for these kids.
So I'm about to fight anybody that says that we don't need a kid sponsor.
Fight
Meet
me.
me in the
Wow.
back alley.
Man,
Let's
we're gonna
go.
have to fight after
Parking lot of
this?
the DNVR bar about 30 minutes from now.
Yeah.
Get
First
ready.
rule
It'll
of
be a
Fight
fight.
Club, don't talk about
I
Fight Club.
mean, maybe.
DNVR Fight Club.
All right, Dwayne,
All right. So
what do you got? Hit
all
me.
right. So let's talk about quick history.
Quick history. We've only had two.
Quick history. If
It's
you
only
don't
been
know,
two.
yeah, if you don't know the history, it doesn't take very long to cover it. So the first one was Chow, if you remember, telecommunications. And I remember because this was the first time we got a kit sponsor, and I was kind of excited about it because I was like, oh, wow, we actually have a kit sponsor. And then as a designer, I saw the logo, and I was like, this logo is garbage.
I cannot imagine being a designer and trying to fit in these giant ass corporate logos and make them look good. It doesn't work.
Yeah, it's
There's only a couple in the MLS that I would say work.
Which ones?
Yeah.
Real quick.
I think Yeti works for Austin because it's just plain.
yeah.
You don't need to stick to a color scheme or anything for a logo. It's just letters.
Also,
America looked good.
Transamerica looks fine.
It's
I'll-
just we'll talk about why it didn't work. but-
also, a lot of these kid sponsors become very anonymous with
Yeah.
the team.
Yeah.
Look at Real Madrid, and it's like Emirates. Oh yeah, Real Madrid.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep,
You look
yep.
at the Man City logo kit,
Yep.
and it's like, oh, Chevy.
Ugh.
Built tough, or
God.
that's
Yeah,
Ford. I
man,
don't know,
that's-
but
I mean, that's
It
the
was Chevy. Now it's
relationship.
TeamView, which is basically Zoom in Europe, but or TeamViewer, TeamViews. I don't even know. I wear it on my chest. I have no idea what it is because I don't care about. There's okay. I'm gonna
All
get
right.
too hyped.
So let's get into
All right. To what?
our storied past of Rapids
Yep.
kids.
So Chow?
Chow Telecommunications.
Yep.
That was in 2014. Started out as a 5-year deal for just over $8 million.
That is
So
decent
that
amount of
was
quiche.
that was starting out spring 2014.
Mm-hmm.
By October 2014, the Rapids were suing Chow Telecommunications
Jesus Christ.
for $500,000. The reason being, I think they missed their down payment, and then there were 2 regular payments that they didn't make either. Anyway, so that fell through within 1 season. Next is a kit sponsor we probably remember because it was recent and it lasted for quite some time. In Rapids years, that is, which was Transamerica. So Transamerica started out as a 2-year deal starting in 2015. They extended it with a 3-year extension through 2019. And then we got a 1-year extension after that into 2020, which obviously probably wasn't very good for Transamerica because the world closed
Yes, it did.
during 2020. And that was the last time we saw a kit sponsor. I don't know the money parts of the Transamerica one. I do know that it had a lot to do with Tim Howard coming on board and Tim Howard becoming the personal spokesperson for Transamerica, if you remember those weird commercials.
Yeah, my wife actually was a graphic designer for Transamerica at the time.
There you go. And so this leads me to one of the reasons why I don't think sponsors like Transamerica work. Transamerica,
Because they're soulless corporations that suck the life out of anything good.
first of all, happy to have had them because that was nice to have if you're into kit sponsors, we had one for several years. Very cool. But what was hard about the Transamerica thing from an individual standpoint, so taking the business out of it, Transamerica is a B2B company. Mm-hmm. So as a person, as a fan who is in the stadium and I see Transamerica on the jersey, or I go into the store, I buy this thing, I have a logo of a company on my chest that is a company I can't do business with
Ever.
Personally, because it's just business between businesses. So we see that Nighthawk. There goes the Transamerica DNVR sponsorship.
Sorry, Parker. Sorry, sales. My bad. Look, I didn't mean it.
Yeah, and
I mean,
like
maybe I
said,
did. Let's talk deal, baby.
It was a great thing for Rapids as an individual person, and this is why I think that it didn't get renewed, is because I remember taking those surveys as a fan of, do you know more about Transamerica now?
No.
And I'm like, I do, but only in the sense that I can't. It's not a company I can do business with, so it doesn't really help them as a sponsor,
no,
because they don't get any money out of my pocket,
right?
Right? And that's why you do it. This is all marketing, right? This is all about dollars.
Yeah.
It's good for the Rapids, and it should be good for the sponsor too.
So, like, when I think about a kit sponsor, and not to just bang home the drum of Yeti, but like Yeti is a company with a very cool product. Yeti can sponsor a giveaway night and give away something very tangible that a fan can use, and then can go buy bigger and better products from Yeti because the thing they got for free is good. They're not giving away health insurance.
So you're telling me you don't
They're
want
not giving away
insurance?
benefits as you walk into the door. I'm saying they're not going to. You're not going to get that
they
handed to
should.
you. I agree.
They
That would be sick.
I would be
That
there
would be
every
sick. But
game
like,
trying to get
that's
another
not what
day.
you're going to. You're not going to get a tangible product as a consumer from Transamerica.
Right.
But like, think about the sponsorships on any kit. How many of them do you actually get something from them? Very little.
Depends on the sponsorship. You know,
How many? Well, like how many
If
Chevy
I'm an
trucks?
Austin fan, like I'm all in on Yeti. You know, like I already like Yeti's products anyway.
Yeah.
I like Yeti's, the
Airlines,
voice of their
there's
company. Like
you can
it's
buy a
cool.
ticket on a plane.
No. I get that. Like, cool. Like you
can buy
there's
a Chevrolet.
products. But as a fan, you like their products. But how many times are they gonna actually give away products? As
We
part
don't
of the
know because
squad?
we've never had a sponsor
we don't
like
know
that.
because nothing has
Well, like-
ever happened for us.
Well, like I don't know. See, like Cody Maynard. Like if they gave me dude wipes, I'm in on like every day. You know, like I love dude wipes. I use them on a daily
You
basis.
use dude wipes on a daily
plug,
basis?
Free plug to dude wipes.
This just
Pay
Whoa,
me.
no,
New
no
level
free,
of
no
yaya.
free.
No, I told him to pay me. I just told him pay me.
Pay us.
Wow.
Look, no, but look, that's a good thing. That's you can have free dude wipes as you walk into the door. That's something that Transamerica could have never done.
But do they
I'm just
actually
speaking to
give-
Dwayne's
Yeah.
point here. I'm speaking to Dwayne's point.
No,
here.
I get that, but I'm like, how many times do they actually do giveaways as a sponsor? I don't know. I'm
we
asking you
don't
personally.
know.
I actually don't
we
know.
Don't know.
Like,
we don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah,
I've
like-
never been a fan of a club that has cool stuff.
But I have in my top 3 that I would choose ones that would fit that for you. Yaya.
Okay, well, let's even look up north. Hailstorm. There are some companies up north, some big companies that spend a ton of money on advertising. That basically have blank checks for advertising.
Sure.
They easily could have put OtterBox, right? That's a company that you could go buy an OtterBox. A ton of people use OtterBox.
Yep.
Is it pretty cool? Look, OtterBoxes are cool, but then they went and got
It's
Voodoo
useful.
Ranger.
Yeah.
Right? That is a recognizable brand that improves the look of your kit by having a sweet logo.
And I agree. Like, my
And
whole
it's a
point,
good product.
Yeah, but my whole point was just like, Because you're saying when you walk through the door, they're gonna give you dude.
No, I
wipes.
didn't say they're going to. I'm saying it's an intangible
But
product.
Okay, like
yeah.
I thought you were saying when you went through the door of the
No,
stadium,
no,
they're
no,
giving
no,
away
no,
dude
no.
wipes. I'm like, but how many times do you even get the product on the?
No,
kids'
I'm not
lawn?
saying they
No,
will, but I'm saying
not
like
walking in the stadium. It's a matter. So
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
just really confused because I kept when you walk through the door, I'm like, how many times do you get like dude wipes at NYFC? Like,
there has to be a reason.
yo, I got an in over there.
Illegal Pete's.
We'll talk. Great call, Nighthawk. Illegal Pete's would be dope.
There has to be a reason for the sponsor, right? It's brand recognition,
Shared values.
and it's it's that brand recognition and hopefully making money off of paying all of this money to the Rapids to put their brand on there. That's easier to do when it's something that a consumer can buy.
Yeah.
Or experience. If it's not a product, it's whatever.
Yeah.
So
Hold
anyway,
on. Don't jump into your list first.
Okay.
Before you jump into your list,
I'm not going to jump in.
we got to talk about the homies, Evoca TV.
Talking about sponsors.
Yo, yeah. Speaking of sponsors, look at that. That was a better segue. We got to get
Would look
Dwayne on, man.
would look beautiful on our shirts.
Yo, get Evoca on the kit. Let's go. Look, Evoca TV, straight up, you need it if you don't have it. They have all the channels you need. Do you want to watch the Rapids on TV
Yes.
instead of on a site with infinite pop-ups on your laptop?
Questionable pop-ups at that.
Very questionable. Don't click the pop-ups.
don't tell me about the MILFs around the corner, okay?
We want good, clean TV.
Oh my God.
And that's what you get with Evoca. None of
There's
that- none of
singles
that
in my
garbage.
area? Wow.
Don't tell me about the hot singles that want to meet me in my area. If I want to meet up with them, I will meet up with them.
Oh my gosh. The sponsorship plug has gone off the rails.
Okay.
Evoca gets. Can we get like a DNVR shirt with Evoca
Yo,
logo?
I'm in.
And that's the
do it.
I'm
DNVR
in.
kit.
Look, Evoca is a totally new approach to TV programming and delivery that is less expensive, easy to watch, and offers a superior picture. Services include local networks like Altitude Sports, AT&T Sportsnet, and other national channels. Evoca TV is growing constantly and adding new channels to their lineup. Service is now available in Denver and in Colorado Springs. Most importantly, they have Altitude Sports. You will not miss your coverage of your KSE teams. You can access coverage of the Rams and the Pioneers as well. Baseball season is here. Catch your rocks over at AT&T Sportsnet. That's all your favorite Colorado sports teams on Evoca TV. How do you sign up? That's super easy. You just go to evoca.tv/DNVR. Use the promo code DNVR. You'll get $10 off your first 3 months. That's only $15 per month for the first 3 months. Plus receiver. No contracts. No hidden fees. Sign up for Evoca TV.
That would cover
Do it.
pretty much the entire Rapid season if you did that 3-month intro.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, from now on, yeah, kind of.
There you go, Rapids fans.
Because it would be June,
June,
July, August, and then all you have, you would have to just
You have
do
to pay for September and October.
which
Yeah.
is not that bad.
That's a killer deal.
Don't wait off anymore. Just go do it right
Just
now.
go do it right now.
It's you can record games and torture yourself with that Nashville game like I have.
Or you can just skip the 9 minutes and then feel like you're watching a
And then-
1-0
Yeah,
win.
baby.
Yeah, and then
Ignore the
just put sticky
scoreboard,
notes,
baby.
Put sticky notes over the scoreboard so you don't gotta look at
Go ahead
it.
and pull up Cody's comment that came in during the ad read here, just to kind of tie a bow on it. And this is a great point. And I think the USL squads have done a great job with their kid sponsors. They've been
Absolutely.
really strategic with who they're partnering with, which are, this isn't breaking news or anything, but the companies they're sponsoring with are way bigger names than these USL teams. So Cody says New Mexico United kit, they have Meow Wolf, which in my opinion looks really nice on their kits. I don't think it just looks nice, Cody. Great point. I think it is the best kit in American soccer.
Well, and the other thing is when you land a sponsor that is popular, and cool, like Meow Wolf, like you
That's
want
awesome.
to wear that. Like,
Yes, people will buy
you
it
know,
just for Meow
yeah,
Wolf.
Exactly.
You're going to see that at Coachella and stuff like
You're
that.
getting
People are
Meow
just going to
Wolf
have
merch.
it. Yeah.
I mean, basically.
And for the most part, like that comes into cross branding.
Mm-hmm.
So like when you have the Rapids, you want to get them a little bit more national attention. Partner with Chevy, they come out in a little bit more commercials. Maybe a player gets like an individual
Jack
sponsorship.
Price driving a Silverado through the mountains.
I see. Jack Price looks like a truck guy to me. Like I can see
Make it
Jack
happen.
Price,
Gosh, that commercial would be great.
and then you just hear him talking. It's like, what did he say?
What did he just say?
It'd be great.
What was he talking
You
about?
stop. You
What the-
stop talking about Jack
What the
Price.
hell's a
We love Jack
Silverado?
Price.
I know.
All right. Let's get into it.
My
Let's
God.
Dwayne, here's what we're
All
gonna
right.
do. Are you ready for
so
this?
let's
Dwayne?
live in fantasy world.
We're not living in fantasy world. We are going to we're going to do the work for the Rapids here.
Okay. We're
And
gonna
we
find,
are going to get their kit sponsor.
We're gonna narrow it down.
We're going to go from 3.
We're gonna be listening
To 1.
reading the comments as well.
Yeah, throw your ideas out there.
so
Nighthawk
all
said
the
illegal
ideas are
Pete's. We
good.
love it. If it's anything that we say makes you think of something, throw it on there.
If you're watching on Twitter, jump into YouTube so we can see your comments
Yeah,
in there.
absolutely.
If you've got good ideas.
All right.
So this
you'll
is
go
what we're
one,
gonna
I'll go
start
one.
with.
We'll go back and forth.
Yeah, I'm gonna read the list.
Hey,
first.
don't I get a say? What the hell?
I guess.
And Yaya.
I hate that.
I
I'm behind the
guess.
camera. Nobody knows I'm here. Everybody forgets about
the
Yaya.
invisible voice.
I never forget about Yaya.
The sweet, sultry,
We are
invisible
inseparable.
voice of Yaya.
We are inseparable.
All right. So,
Don't read your whole list.
well, I'm gonna read the list. It's not.
Don't
super
read the
long.
whole list. I want to go.
Well, we go through and then you pick the ones you like.
Oh, how big's your list?
Because it's not. I'm gonna go through it real quick.
All right.
But also, a lot of people may not know that Colorado. So I'm only choosing Colorado companies.
I think that's the way to go.
because I think we
it's the way
keep
to
it
go.
local, and I think that's the way we should do it. So here's my criteria: Colorado based, has to be direct to consumer, so not a B2B or business to business. It has to be something that as a fan you can buy or participate in, like a Meow Wolf is not something you buy, but you can buy a ticket to it. I did not include beer companies because one, there are a million of them in Colorado, and I don't know what the rules are for MLS, for advertising for that. Anyway,
Also, the only real answer to that is Breckenridge Brewery.
yeah, so that's
No
true. One of
other
our-
beer. Period.
It's true. DNVR sponsor, they know what's up.
The homies, Breck Brew. Shout out you guys.
All right, so here we go. I'm going to read through the list, and then if any of them pop out, we can talk about how cool or hilarious it would be. Because
Yes, hit me.
this first one
First
I
one.
think would be hilarious. Celestial Seasonings, the tea
Sleepy
company.
time, baby.
Sleepy time.
We put our enemies to sleep with our defense.
All right,
I
so
love it. It has
right.
to be sleepy time, not celestial
Yeah.
seasonings. Is my take on that.
it can be sleepy
Like
time.
it's not New Belgium. It's Voodoo,
Voodoo
Ranger.
Ranger, yeah.
Needs to be sleepy time. I F with that.
if I saw Sleepy
so
Time
hard.
on a kit, I'd buy it
Oh,
right now.
I would already be wearing it right now.
All right, so there you go. That's the first one. And I'm going to run through, and then we'll come back to any that we want to talk about. All right, Celestial Seasonings, Chipotle, Remax, Big O Tires, Boston Market, which is weird that that's not in Massachusetts, but here we are. Budget Truck Rental, Crocs.
Yo, stop. Crocs. I'm so about that.
All right.
Yeah. What about you? Crocs? Yay or nay?
Wait, is that the last one?
No.
No, I just wanted to stop and
We're
talk
not-
about it.
We're not. No, we'll come back to it. We'll come back.
Oh,
to it.
okay, fine.
We got to give everybody. We got to get the brain waves going.
All right, go.
on Crocs, Dish Network, which we can't watch the Rapids on anyway.
No, and we like Ivanka TV. We'll never do
Yeah,
Dish Network.
exactly.
Jesus.
Einstein Brothers Bagels, Frontier
Shout out.
Airlines, Ibotta, Never Summer, Noodles and Co, Otterbox, Qdoba, Red Robin, Quiznos, Spider, the ski apparel.
Yeah.
Vail Resorts, Aspen Skiing, and as we've mentioned before, Western Union. So there is a big
All right,
list.
Here's
of
my initial.
Colorado
Here's my
companies.
initial takes. One, I was at Illegal Pete's for 7 years before working for DNVR. I would never vote for Chipotle. So no Chipotle.
There you go.
You're out.
It's out.
And they moved all their offices to
California.
California and
yeah.
slashed everybody's pay. So
I was
they
about to
could-
say that's one that I wouldn't
screw
do.
them. Unless you want to sponsor the show, I love you, Chipotle. Shout out.
Don't
Down the street.
sponsor us. Get away, Chipotle. We don't want you here.
Yaya only wants sponsorships if you give him a burrito as soon as he walks in the gate.
If you let me dress up as a tinfoil
Crocs,
burrito,
I
I'm down.
love the idea of Crocs. Love the idea of Crocs. Quiznos, are there any Quiznos? Never Summer was where I was going to land, though, Cody, and that's right. Never Summer would be the coolest. One,
Yes.
outside of the Americas, soccer is a winter sport.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that they'd be wearing it in the summer, saying Never Summer, there's something to that. I think the logo is clean. Doesn't have too much going on in terms of the kit, right? It would say Never Summer and have the bird thing on the side.
Some would say better than the Rapids logo.
Well, that's not what
I am not one of those people. Wink, wink.
Not me, baby. I'm a
Pitsman until I die.
I'm a Pidsman. But
I'm getting that tattooed on me.
I think I'm a Pidsman till I die. That's an interesting tattoo. Yo, Never Summer, though, of everything you listed, Never Summer is by far the one I would be the most into.
That logo was very, very clean. It would have to be Never. If we're doing a power ranking, Never Summer is going to be the top of that list.
100%. Never Summer would be up there. I think a nod to that industry is huge. I don't know the overlap of Never Summer consumers and Rapids fans. I don't know that. I'm not saying it doesn't exist.
Yeah. I mean,
It's a bummer that
Outdoor
Meow
snow
Wolf is already
sports.
taken with Meow Wolf being right downtown.
yeah.
Meow Wolf is a New Mexico thing. I think that's
Yeah,
what
but I mean, it
started.
is right here.
Yeah,
a
we've got
giant
it,
one right
Yeah.
there. The food ones are interesting. Noodles and Company, I like Noodles and Company as an eater. I think their logo is not that great.
Yep.
I would
Pass.
I would go for it just so they can call them like whenever they have a bad game, they're noodling around. So just for like the punch, you can make it.
Einstein's would be great until you see them put up a bunch of bagels on the scoreboard.
For the other team.
Yeah, they're bageling the other team.
Yeah, until they go on the road and then they're bageling themselves.
Yeah, but what if you get a free bagel with any purchase?
Yo!
After-
Iced coffee with a win, baby!
After a clean sheet, so Yarby gets a clean sheet.
You get a bagel.
You get a bagel.
Dude,
Yarby
because
puts a
Yarby
bagel
keeps
in
bagels.
your mouth.
Dude, Yarby would be a national Colorado hero immediately.
Oh, yo.
I'm just-
Dwayne
so,
broke it
I'm just-
through.
I
Lamar's
may have
Donuts,
just- I
if
may
you're
have
just
just
talking,
given
if you're
away-
talking things
yeah.
shaped like a zero, Lamar's would be great. There is one obvious one that would just be pure catharsis, and it is a local eatery. Do you know where I'm going with this, either one of you?
The NVR bar?
I mean, that would be tight as hell, but
That would
no,
be
that's
great.
not where I was going.
I don't know.
Catharsis. What is missing from this conversation?
Always.
And what is missing from the dick this season?
Always.
All the food, GBs.
GB's, baby. Put it on the kit.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be epic.
GB's actually
And
would
see,
have
I
a
didn't
pretty cool-
I didn't include like smaller companies like that. Just knowing that even for Chow it was like 8 million, you know. But
I'm talking
but would you
crowdfunding.
make? Yeah,
I'm just
but
talking
would you
perfect
make,
world. You
just
said
for
we're going
fun,
into
just for
fantasy
fun.
land. You said
Yeah, let's go
Fantasyland.
Fantasyland.
Okay, so if you're not talking Fantasyland, Never Summer is probably out. I don't know how big of a company a snowboard
Yeah,
company
I don't
is,
know.
but
how
I
much
thought
money,
I think that was actually pretty big.
do you think that's
Because
enough? You think they have enough in the bank to buy a kit sponsorship for an MLS team?
I think they do because they are a snowboarding company, but
Yeah.
they also have apparel.
Yeah.
And that apparel's like in Zoomies, and you can go
Yeah,
to like
you're
Hot
right.
Topic.
Yeah, you're right, you're
so
right.
like they're like it's
You have to
apparel.
figure out
at
what
this
their
point.
marketing budget is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that would be the biggest thing.
Okay.
But I think
Crocs
if they wanted
is the
to,
answer probably out of everything you said. It's probably Crocs.
I think Crocs.
And
is
Crocs
the
are all of a
number
sudden
one.
cool, man. We made fun of Crocs my whole life.
Yeah,
And now you see like
But-
LeBron James wearing Crocs.
the money that Crocs has been making over the past.
I mean,
several years,
I own Realtree Crocs, and they're the coolest shoes I own.
Yeah, Crocs have gotten very popular. They got another boost during the pandemic.
Big time, comfy house shoes, baby.
So that
Comfy.
is like the obvious Colorado sponsor.
The
The
Yeah.
Rapids would be Crocs.
Okay,
That'd
so
be-
let's-
but that'd be pretty cool because you can say get dicked and crocked. Like it'd be like
And if we lose, we can say what a crock.
exactly like
So,
that was a crock of shit.
Yaya's just on the puns. Like
Well,
if he
like-
can make a pun, he's in with the sponsor.
that's my thing. Like I imagine like how cool it'd be.
You can
And
sell Never Summer beanies and hoodies. That's true too. The winter gear you could have with Rapids logos on it would be.
Oh, God.
If I
That
could
would
get
be
it,
awesome.
if I could get a Never Summer
Yes,
like
Cody, that would be
hat
so
with the
sweet.
logo that says "Dick" on top, that'd be awesome. I'd wear that almost every other day.
Okay, so you did kind of just like turn something on in my head. What if we were talking companies that aren't necessarily from Colorado, but are
National?
Colorado? No, but like are Colorado.
Have that vibe to it.
Right? Subaru comes to mind immediately.
Oh, Subaru would be perfect.
Right?
That logo's actually kind of cool too.
It's a cool logo.
Because it's the 3 stars. So
Everybody gets a Subaru in Yaya's land.
Yeah, when you walk in the door, they hand you a Subaru.
And it works too because you can't even it kind of works if you think about it. Like you're at the game and it's like somebody black Subaru left their lights on in the parking lot in the middle of the stadium.
The whole stadium gets up and goes and looks.
Like,
I think for you, Yaya, what we do is during halftime, there's a pile of Subaru car keys, and one lucky person, and we'll start it with you, Yaya. You get to go to the middle of the field, and you reach into the pile and grab a key, and there's a Subaru right there, and if it starts it, then you get to have it.
Whoa!
So
Dude,
how's that for your promotion?
Dude, no, but that's a great 4th of July thing that's packed.
Oh my God! Did you see? I don't want to interrupt.
That-
Nighthawk,
no.
Celestial Seasonings,
Well,
nailed it.
That's a good one. Like get teabagged. Like the amount of
Oh God!
This is DNVR After Dark to the max, baby. I love it.
We just take it to the next level.
the amount of things you can do
Wow.
with this, it's incredible. And I'm in love with. Gee, this is why you need a sponsor. The amount of things
Man.
you can do is like
I'm trying
really
to. Okay,
fun.
so look. Here's the other thing we haven't gotten into, and I'm sure MLS doesn't want. But like, wouldn't you love like Wana?
Light just across.
Lightshade. Shout out the homies at Lightshade. What are some other edible companies or
Very
vape companies?
Colorado and very normal.
14er. Those guys rule.
And it's gonna happen. You know, like eventually it's gonna be national.
Yeah.
You know, and
Starbuds.
and maybe that's Colorado.
shit.
Maybe
I mean,
the
Lightshade
Rapids.
only. We don't want Starbucks. Lightshade only. Shout out the homies at Lightshade. Use promo code DNVR for 25% off.
Boom.
Boom.
But yeah, there's a lot of. I mean, even if we kind of look at it, that kind of company, Ivaca would be a really nice one.
Yo, Ivaca would be a really good
Vodka
one.
would be great.
Ivaca is providing a fantastic service for cheap.
Yeah,
you
like,
use it all the time.
I use it every day. Literally, like that's my thing. Like,
It's literally connected to the Rapids.
and yeah, exactly.
and it is a direct connection.
like there's a lot of things like sponsorships can be
Einstein's
really
would give
fun.
us food at the stadium.
Yep.
We can eat
Crocs.
bagels. Crocs, you can eat Crocs in a survival
You
situation.
can eat Crocs or
So-
you can wear them, whatever.
This is for Dwayne.
I'm not going to judge.
This is for Dwayne. If you
Why isn't it for me too?
because Dwayne's a graphic designer, he knows more than we.
That's fair.
So
Yikes.
Go ahead.
Einstein's has multiple logos. Crocs has multiple logos. Which logos would you go with for each? Never Summer's pretty like okay, that circle logo
they
with
got a
the
great
font-
one
that you
already.
don't change it. But like, do you put the two guys on the like as a logo for Einstein?
I
need the
want
two
those
guys. You need the two
Einstein
guys.
dudes.
You need
Yeah,
the
I
dudes.
want those guys.
You need the
on
okay,
dudes. You
that's
need
my
the
question.
dudes,
Or do you go
100%.
like with the word itself?
I think they
You
have a
need the-
lockup
you
where
need to
that
say
where that says
Einstein
Einstein
with
in
the
the
dudes.
circle.
Yeah.
And the dudes are
Yeah.
also in the circle.
Okay, that's my question. Like, which logos would you go with your top companies? Because we haven't even talked about what Dwayne's top companies are. He just gave us a list.
Look,
Well, we've already talked about
most of them.
the three,
all but one.
My top three have all been discussed already.
What is it?
So my top three out of that list is Celestial Seasonings. Not because of Nighthawk's
think
idea,
that's a
but now I
great
think it's
one.
even better. Crocs.
Otterbox is a big time Colorado company.
Yeah.
That was on his list from earlier.
Yep,
but yeah.
Otterbox for sure. But Celestial Seasonings, just because I think it's just
Sleepy time,
funny to have
dude.
sleepy time
Sleep. It's
tea
specifically
on an
sleepy time.
action-packed sport where
Not
you have to
celestial
run a lot.
seasonings. Specifically sleepy
Yeah.
time.
So that's in my top three. Crocs to me is the obvious.
It's
Like,
so obvious.
I hope that the Rapids
It's
have been
so
hitting them up, and they probably
obvious.
have. And then Einstein's because of
Yeah.
the clean sheet.
The bagel,
Clean sheet,
baby.
free bagel next day.
Yo.
I just
yeah,
I
free
think
iced
there's
coffee,
something
free
there.
bagel. Let's work on this. We'll brainstorm with
Could
you.
like
Yeah.
could the national parks like sponsor the Rapids and just have a picture of a mountain on there?
Ooh.
Like have the
Colorado
logo of a
Division of
mountain?
Wildlife. They got
Yeah.
that cool with the ram logo. But I don't know if you want a state sponsorship. That's getting into some dangerous waters.
It is very but I just think it'll look cool. My thing is about how it look, not even the money at that point. Do it for free.
Yeah.
I mean, if you get into the alcohol ones, which you didn't include, Breck Brew, obviously. I grew up in Golden. Coors would be a solid one.
No Coors. Big company.
I mean,
Breck
if we're
only,
talking
baby.
money, you know,
Yeah,
it's
that's
just,
true money.
You know, it
I
just
just
depends
have a
on the
certain
money
hate.
for that, because ultimately you have to sell jerseys, right? And a lot of jerseys are sold to kids under 21.
That's a good point.
And so,
You're right.
looking at merch, which you are an expert at,
That's right.
that is a. I mean, it's your name. It is literally your namesake at this point at DNVR.
It's true. I am Merchel.
So
you do got to think of it like that. So I think Crocs is the biggest appeal.
yeah,
By far.
that's
Never
the
Summer
obvious. Is the coolest one.
is by far the coolest of those. And Einstein gives us the most cool free shit, which is what we want.
Yeah. So I think we've got some great options here
Yeah.
in Colorado.
All
And
right,
that's
Dwayne.
not saying the other ones. Otterbox, I think, would be great.
Otterbox would be great.
There's
Shout
some
out
great
those
other
guys.
ones out there too, you know.
All right, Dwayne.
All right.
We were talking earlier. We have a new segment. We're introducing a new segment for the first time
For one
right
show
here
only.
on the DNVR Rapids podcast. And that is, okay, we're going to hold while Yaya just, okay, we're not going to hold. I lied. Yaya's just not going to participate in this one. The segment is Dwayne's big idea.
All right.
Dwayne's big idea.
So-
Dwayne, what is your big idea?
Here's Dwayne's big idea. My big idea is, looking at the reality of the situation, is we don't have a kit sponsor.
We do not.
I assume the Rapids have been working hard on getting a kit sponsor because they are a business as well. And for whatever reason, it's not working. So what do? My idea is to completely flip the script. Instead of trying to get someone to sponsor our kit, the Rapids instead use the kit to sponsor something else. And what I mean by that is a meaningful nonprofit, Colorado nonprofit,
Okay.
where we can use, and then this goes a lot deeper, so there's several levels to this. But at face value, the Rapids are now using a bad situation of not having a kit sponsor, turning it into this really great positive. We're getting the word out about a nonprofit that
Do you
needs
have
help.
one in mind?
I don't, because
Okay.
there's so many
There's a
nonprofits
ton.
out there. Like I wouldn't know, nor would I, have the expertise to make the right call on that. But we have one, and so one, it's great publicity.
Fantastic.
It gets the word out. It's a great story for marketing. It's a great story for the fans, because the fans, instead of complaining about, I don't like this Chevy logo, or this company's, I can't buy their product because they're a thing that sells to another business, a nonprofit that's serving people or animals or whatever it is, doing good in the world, is something that everybody can relate to. So what so we have this great story that can get some national attention, because we've used our kit sponsor situation now to recognize and support a local nonprofit.
Love it.
Now, here's where it gets really good. Okay, and this is where, in addition to serving the community, it's good karma. It comes back to the Rapids.
Yeah.
We spend a year doing that. We run all of our marketing tests to where we poll the fans, we poll the community. Do you know more about fill in the blank nonprofit? And the answers will be yes. And now there's trackable data, right? So the Rapids can show how much good they did, which is a nice story, but also now they have data that they can show to next year future sponsors, actual kit sponsors like Crocs or whatever, Never Summer, whatever.
Never Summer,
and they
let's
can
go.
show the numbers, which are going to be good just at face value, because it's a good thing to support.
I like that.
That, hey, being on our kit will increase your brand awareness. So now they take that data, which was a positive thing. They use that the following season in their negotiations or in their pitch to land a good corporate sponsor. So it's a win-win for everybody. We get something on our jersey for those that really need to have something on it that we can all rally behind, and it supports the future. So that's the big idea.
Dwayne's big idea.
That's the big idea.
I love it, man. I think, look, Colorado has a lot of good charities. You could go so many different ways with this. Here's the thing. So you're saying do it for one season to get to the next. It's probably too late to have kits produced for this year with a sponsor.
Sure.
As a Schalke fan, when Russia invaded Ukraine, they're sponsored by Gazprom. They just literally sewed on a cover that just said Schalke over all the Gazprom logos.
Yeah.
Right? Like, it's too late to actually have these produced in mass to sell and have even for the team from Adidas or Nike or whatever,
Unless they press them there like they do the numbers.
Sure.
you know, which they could do in-house.
They could, in theory, yeah.
But I mean, your point, if it's the same situation next year, then what do we look?
List,
we look at, all right, well, screw it. Let's do something really good now, and again, like the Rapids have a community problem, right? We're not the most popular sports team in Denver, Colorado. So this is a way to connect with the community, make one more outreach attempt to gain some more people that are now like, man, you know what? Like, maybe I will go to a Rapids team because I really like the fact that they support whatever.
Charity. I love that. What do we got right here? New nonprofit each year would look really good in negotiations. Yeah, you're right. And I mean, look, Kroenke Sports does have their own sports charities for youth sports that I don't think gets enough credit. And obviously you'd want to partner with an outside organization. But I do mean that there is a charitable arm of this company that runs it.
Sure.
Look, Nighthawk, to answer your question, I don't even know if it's realistic to do it for 1 year, let alone multiple, but it would be awesome to do it for the 1 year. The whole point is to use proof of concept while doing good in the community.
Yeah. I think it's a really fun idea, and how Nighthawk said, maybe you can't do it for the whole year going forward, but maybe you have like a month, or maybe you have a special kit like with those Prime Blue unis, like you take out that you do like that special nonprofit for them. Like 1 game a year, 2 games a year.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, no, you're good, Dwayne. Go ahead, man.
Why aren't all jerseys made out of recyclables? Why just 1 week? I don't understand why all of the kits aren't made out of
They clearly can do it, so why not just do it?
I don't know. I was thinking about that at the match on Saturday.
Because then you can't charge extra to sell that one kit they wore that one time.
Are we sure, though, that there's not more, that they're not all made of recyclables?
I don't know.
God,
I couldn't answer that. I don't know. But when I was sitting, so like we're above like the away bench, basically, when we're on press row there. And just looking down, I saw 20 of those in the crowd. Like, people just came and bought it. Because they didn't work one
cool.
time.
Yeah, they're blue.
Do you imagine? Dude, they would sell just an obscene amount of kits if they threw a sponsor on it. Never Summer, Crocs, Einstein's.
If it's a sponsor that someone wants to wear.
Subaru.
So
Forerunner.
Dwayne, what are your thoughts on those Prime Blue jerseys? Me and Mitch liked them.
I loved them.
Yeah, we thought they
from
were
a
cool.
design
design perspective.
Oh, so here's me being ignorant, is that I didn't even know that was happening Saturday. And so I showed up and I was like, at first I was like, why are we wearing white? And like, why is Nashville in blue?
Yeah.
And then I got closer and I was like, oh, that's us.
Yeah.
Also, quick thing on Nashville's jerseys. Just awful coloring on those numbers. They may look cool in the store, but I could not read the numbers because there was not enough contrast.
I agree.
Between that color and the white. So, if you're new to design, new to kit design or uniform design, whatever your sport is, that is like
that was a bad TV.
It's a fundamental.
It was
thing.
a bad TV product. The way jerseys.
It's a bad in-person product.
I think they look good. Like if I had one on at the bar here.
Yes.
I think it looks
It's a
great.
nice
that,
piece of
peach
apparel.
and white looks
Right.
tight. It doesn't work when you have
It's
to
not
see
a good
it.
sports
Like,
jersey.
I was actually really upset the Rapids got the blue and not the white and peach.
Yeah.
I thought the white and peach looked cool, but how you said
Oh,
if
I
you're
like
looking
the
at on
blue.
Oh, really? You're a
Yeah.
bluesman?
I'm the blues.
You're a bluesman?
Big
I'm
bluesman.
blues brother.
Boo Blues, boo, go Avs, boo. Sorry, I had to get that
we
in.
love you, Nighthawk. We still love you to death. I'm not gonna boo the Blues because I love Nighthawk.
I love Nighthawk too. Shout out
No,
Nighthawk.
you can boo her, but I'm not gonna. Like, I'm
Yeah.
all for it. Like,
She already booed me, literally. On this in this chat section, scroll up, it says it.
Nighthawk has 3 petitions to hire Dwayne twice and fire you once.
Yes. I'm in twice. Excellent.
Let's go.
So no, I really like the look of them. Again, from a contrast perspective, when you're putting that burgundy on the blue, you can't see it from the field. Again, that's not what it's about for that kit. It's about I poisoned the bread.
That's fucked up. I ate so much of it.
I did not. I didn't touch it yet. I'm safe. Whew.
That's why I had to run off.
Yeah, that's why I had to run off.
God. It's fucked up, dude.
Again, the contrast thing with not being able to really see what was
It was
on the
bad.
kit. But again, that kit is not about a sports uniform. That is about a piece of apparel that your mannequins are on the field running around for you to cheer for, so that you go into the
And buy
team
it.
store and buy them, because that's a
best-
nice piece of apparel, right? But I do love the colors. It reminded me of the old blue, yellow, and red
Yep.
Rapids
Yep.
kits,
Yep.
which are my favorite.
I
alt
love
kits.
I hate
those.
those.
I love those. I
I
think
hate
they're so
Mitch.
cool.
Hate them.
How can you hate that?
Those
They're-
are like those
The Colorado
embody
flag
Colorado.
and the Colorado flag
But
colors
this-
are the most overdone
No, no,
thing.
no, no, no.
They're the new Ed Hardy. It's
No, no,
horrible.
listen.
I never want to see it. I'm so sick of Colorado
Okay.
flag anything.
Okay.
I'm sick of it.
Wait, real quick. Are
Yeah,
the
and-
Nuggets Colorado flag colors?
Not really.
Yellow, red, white, and blue.
Okay, but the colors are there,
totally
but
are.
it's not in.
But it's not the flag.
It's not like, look at this Colorado flag
Okay.
thing. I
All right.
hate it.
Look, okay. One, you're right. It's over.
It's horrible.
It's over. But in context of when it came out, the fandom of the Colorado flag
You're right.
was just
And I won't
peaking
lie,
out.
I was looking at a Jermaine Jones
And I'm
one
not
of those
looking
on
at it
eBay
today.
yesterday. So, you know, I'm a hypocrite.
So I'm not
That's
looking
fine.
at it today, but looking at it in context of when it came out.
Sure.
That was a lovely kit. Like, it was wonderful. And I loved it at the time. So I was a big fan of that one.
Sure.
Would I want it now? No. And it's for the same reason. In that's played out. It's been done by everything, and we can move on from the Colorado flag.
I think the
now.
best thing they've done this year, and I think it's all teams, not just the Rapids, but is that like black with rainbow color warm-up shirt. Have you guys seen that? I know Keegan.
The Pride one?
Is it from
Yeah,
Pride?
the Pride
Dude,
one.
I thought that was the cleanest thing they've
I
made.
It
didn't
has
see that one.
very 90s vibes to it, which is really
But,
nice
like,
looking.
Good.
Yeah, like very
Yeah,
subtle, like
like the good
multicolored.
version.
Yeah, like it has like yeah. Well, like it has like very
That was
subtle.
a 10 years of very subjective design back then.
True, but it's like very subtle 90s.
No, I really
like,
liked it.
Like the square
I think it's the best thing they've done this year.
The square multicolored boxes, I think it looks really nice.
Also, the Pids have now worn 3 kits at home this year
Yes.
because they work for environmental whatever, Earth Day or whatever. Was it Earth Day? It was Earth Day,
They
right?
won the
I think
green.
so,
Pollard
yeah.
corrected me,
Yep.
so shout out Pollard. Earth Day they wore the green kits at home. They've worn their home kit, and now they've worn the prime blue recycled kit.
Yeah.
I think that's gonna do it for us this week, guys. Dwayne, thank you so much for joining us,
Man.
the art director for
Super fun.
DNVR. For All City at large, I believe, right?
All City,
yeah, All
yeah.
City art director, the FNG of the office.
We're
happy to
taking
have
over,
you.
America.
That's right.
Watch out,
kit
America. We're
extraordinaire.
on the prowl.
Hold on, Logan just jumped in the chat. Throw Logan's up there real quick. Said my favorite is where they had the season ticket holders' names on them. What year was that? Such a cool shout out
Oh, what
for the
year
fans.
was that?
Yeah,
That was
Logan, that was
2017, right?
that sounds right.
No, that was probably like 2012 or something. That was a while ago.
I thought it was the Tim Howard era with Chance America.
Yeah, it was a Transamerica kit.
Was
Yeah,
it?
whatever. It was awesome.
Anyway,
Logan. Whatever
you're right, Logan. That was
the
a
coolest thing
great.
they've done.
I thought that was a great way to support the season ticket.
I thought that
members.
Hey, throw Cody's up there too, man. That's
that was
dope.
one of the best ones I've ever seen. I love that so much.
Cheers, boys. Have a great night. Always up the Pids, of course.
the Pids, Cody.
Dwayne, thank you so much for coming in. Guys, you see the scarf right there. You see it right there. Get yours at the locker, DNVR locker. Get your DNVR Rapids shirt. Follow Yahir G_Vasquez. Follow me, Mitch__Carroll. Follow Dwayne at Invisible Labs. More important than all of that, up the Pids,
Up the
baby.
Pids.
We lost all the videos.